You've been lied to your whole life. They told you rest is peace, but rest is how warriors die slowly. The world doesn't want you powerful. It wants you tired, lazy, and obedient. Every time you choose comfort, you're stepping closer to weakness. The man who wants to win must stop chasing peace and start chasing war. Discipline is the real battlefield, and your enemy lives in your reflection. This is not about working hard. It's about becoming unstoppable when the world sleeps. Comfort is the silent killer that no one warns you about. It doesn't come with a loud noise or a sudden crash. It creeps into your life quietly, slowly numbing your hunger, softening your edges, and convincing you that you're okay when you're not. Comfort is the invisible poison that kills ambition. You think you're resting, but you're actually decaying. You think you're safe, but you're trapped. Every man who once dreamed of greatness was defeated not by failure, but by comfort. Failure at least hurts. It forces you to move, to change, to improve. But comfort hugs you while it strangles you. People wake up every day and think, I'll start tomorrow. That's the comfort talking. Comfort convinces you that time is infinite, that you can delay your destiny and still reach it. But the truth is brutal. Every comfortable moment is time stolen from your potential. Every easy choice you make now builds a weaker version of yourself for tomorrow. The gym you skip today is the strength you'll never gain. The business you delay today is the success you'll never taste. Comfort doesn't take your life overnight. It kills your future slowly, inch by inch, while you smile and call it peace. Look around. Most men are comfortable, not because they've earned it, but because they've settled. They work jobs they hate, live lives they didn't choose, and then convince themselves that being content is success. They say, at least I'm stable. Stable. Stability is a word invented to comfort the average. Comfort gives you fake satisfaction while stealing your fire. It gives you pleasure in exchange for purpose. You sit on your phone, scrolling, consuming, escaping reality, and you call that living. That's not life. That's survival with Wi-Fi. Andrew Tate says, the man who loves comfort will never be exceptional. And he's right. You can't have greatness and comfort in the same room. One will always destroy the other. You can't chase your dreams from your couch. You can't build a legacy while clinging to ease. If your life feels too easy, you're doing something wrong. The world doesn't reward comfort. It rewards sacrifice, persistence, and pain. The men who rise are the ones who are willing to suffer while everyone else rests. You need to understand. The moment you start enjoying comfort, you stop evolving. Comfort makes you forget the hunger that once drove you. It makes you fear challenges instead of chasing them. It makes you protect what little you have instead of fighting for what you deserve. Comfort is not peace. It's paralysis disguised as happiness. And while you sit there thinking you're winning because you're comfortable, someone hungrier than you is outworking you, outthinking you, and preparing to take your spot. Every success story begins with discomfort. Every empire was built by men who were willing to live without ease. They pushed when it hurt, worked when it was dark, and kept going when it made no sense. They understood that comfort is the enemy of evolution. Growth doesn't come from what feels good. It comes from what feels necessary. The moment you stop running from discomfort and start running toward it, everything changes. So ask yourself honestly, are you growing or are you just comfortable? Because if your life feels too easy, that's not a blessing, it's a warning. Comfort is not the reward, it's the trap. It doesn't make you happy. It makes you forget how powerful you could be. The world doesn't need more comfortable men, it needs warriors. And warriors don't seek comfort, they seek challenge, struggle, and conquest. Comfort is death in disguise. Escape it before it buries your potential forever. Pain is the currency every man must pay to buy his future. It's the one universal law that never lies. You can cheat people, cheat systems, even cheat time for a while. But you can't cheat pain. Every great man you admire has paid in pain. The stronger the man, the higher the price. You can either suffer now for the life you want or suffer forever for the one you settled for. That's the trade. That's reality. The weak run from pain. They call it unfair. They call it hard. They call it too much. The strong embrace it. They understand that pain is a teacher. The most honest one there is. Pain doesn't flatter you. It doesn't lie to make you feel better. It exposes your limits and dares you to push beyond them. It asks, how bad do you really want it? And most men fail that question because they want comfort more than success. Pain separates the pretenders from the predators. Every rep in the gym, every rejection, every early morning, every lonely night, it all hurts. But that pain is the price you pay for becoming unbreakable. The body grows through tension. The mind sharpens through struggle. The soul strengthens through suffering. Pain is not punishment. It's transformation in progress. It's the sound of weakness leaving your system. Every time you endure it without quitting, you evolve. Every time you embrace it, you step closer to the version of yourself you were meant to be. Andrew Tate says, if you can't handle pain, you don't deserve success. And he's right. Because success is pain. It's disguised as early mornings, failures, criticism, and endless grind. The problem is modern men have been brainwashed to run from discomfort. Society sells them comfort as happiness, safety as peace, and laziness as self-care. They chase easy pleasures, food, entertainment, validation, and call it living. But all they're really doing is trading their greatness for comfort. Pain builds, pleasure destroys. The truth is, pain is a privilege. It means you're alive. It means you're doing something that matters. Most people never feel real pain because they never attempt real growth. They live small, think small, and dive small, comfortably unnoticed. Pain is a sign that you're moving beyond average. When your muscles ache, when your heart breaks, when your mind screams to quit, that's the signal you're on the right track. The pain you're feeling today is the strength you'll use tomorrow. No empire was built without suffering. No legacy was born from comfort. You think the great men in history had it easy. They didn't. They endured pain that would destroy most people. But they understood something powerful. Pain is temporary. Pride is forever. The discomfort fades, but the results remain. The man who learns to use pain as fuel becomes unstoppable because he no longer fears what others avoid. Pain will test you. It will strip away your excuses and reveal your truth. It doesn't care about your feelings. It only rewards your fight. Every time you feel pain and keep moving, you become a little less human and a little more dangerous. You stop being emotional and start being powerful. That's how warriors are made. Not in comfort, not in applause, but in the fire of pain. So when life hits you, don't hide from it. Thank it. Because that's your payment for greatness. That's your tuition for mastery. Every drop of sweat, every tear, every failure is part of the process that shapes the man who never quits. Pain is your proof that you're alive, that you're growing, and that you still care enough to fight. The weak spend their lives running from it. The strong use it to build empires. Pain doesn't break men, it builds them. It's the price of evolution, and only those willing to pay it ever truly win. Comfort breeds weakness. It's that simple. Every time you choose the easy path, you become a little softer, a little slower, a little less dangerous. Weakness doesn't show up all at once. It grows quietly, hidden inside the comfort you've mistaken for peace. You think you're relaxing, but you're actually rusting. You think you're resting, but you're decaying. The world doesn't reward weak men, and yet most men are doing everything possible to become weaker. Sleeping in, skipping discipline, chasing distractions, hiding from pain. When you live in comfort too long, your hunger dies. You stop chasing progress because you no longer feel the pressure to survive. Pressure is what forges strength. Comfort removes it. The body that isn't challenged becomes soft. The mind that isn't tested becomes fragile. The man who avoids hardship becomes dependent on ease. And when life hits him, he breaks. Comfort doesn't protect you. It prepares you for defeat. The more comfortable you are, the less capable you become of handling adversity. Andrew Tate says, the modern man is weak because his life is too easy. He's not wrong. Men today live surrounded by convenience. Food delivered to their doors, entertainment at their fingertips, and validation just one post away. Everything is instant. Everything is effortless. And because of that, they've forgotten how to earn anything. The stronger a man's environment, the weaker he becomes inside. You can't grow when nothing challenges you. You can't be proud when everything is handed to you. Weakness isn't about muscles. It's about mindset. It's the inability to face discomfort without breaking. The weak man complains when things get hard. The strong man smiles because he knows the struggle is shaping him. The weak man runs from responsibility. The strong man seeks it. The weak man waits for motivation. The strong man acts with discipline. Comfort destroys this mindset because it teaches you that life should feel good all the time. But greatness doesn't come from feeling good. It comes from doing what's necessary, even when it hurts. Every empire was built by men who rejected comfort. Warriors don't grow in luxury, they grow in chaos. Pain is the gym for the soul. Struggle is the classroom of greatness. When you stop seeking discomfort, you stop learning. The problem with comfortable men is that they've stopped wanting to fight. They've accepted mediocrity because it's easy. They tell themselves, I'm fine. But fine is not living. Fine is failure wrapped in denial. You're supposed to be dangerous, sharp, and relentless, not relaxed, comfortable, and average. Comfort also kills your confidence. When you never push yourself, you never prove anything to yourself. Real confidence doesn't come from compliments, it comes from conquering. It comes from facing something you thought you couldn't do and crushing it. That's why comfort breeds insecurity. Because deep down, you know you've gone soft. You know you've stopped evolving. You know you're no longer the man you could be. That guilt eats you alive every time you see someone hungrier, stronger, and more disciplined than you. The only way to stay strong is to stay uncomfortable. You need to train when you don't feel like it, work when you're tired, and fight when you're losing. Every time you resist comfort, you build mental armor. Every time you embrace discomfort, you reclaim control. Weakness isn't permanent, it's a choice. And so is strength. The difference between both is simple. One man seeks ease, the other seeks challenge. Comfort might make your life feel peaceful, but it will never make it meaningful. Weak men are forgotten, strong men are remembered, and the path to strength runs straight through discomfort. Every time you choose to struggle, to suffer, to grow, you become sharper, harder, and more alive. Comfort breeds weakness, but challenge breeds greatness. And the world doesn't belong to the comfortable. It belongs to the men who refuse to be weak. The most dangerous lie a man can believe is that he's done enough. The illusion of enough is what kills ambition faster than failure ever could. You start telling yourself you've worked hard today, you've done more than most, you deserve to rest. And that's how it begins. Slowly, quietly, your hunger fades. The fire that once burned in your chest turns into a comfortable little glow. You stop chasing greatness and start protecting mediocrity. Enough is the language of average men who once had potential but lost it to comfort. The world doesn't care how much you've done. It only cares how far you're willing to go. The man who thinks he's done enough will always be beaten by the man who believes he hasn't done anything yet. The illusion of enough gives you fake satisfaction, a small dopamine hit that says you're doing fine, but fine is not success. Fine is not legendary. Fine is the polite way of saying you gave up when it got hard. The problem with enough is that it makes you stop before the work is done. And when you stop, someone else keeps going. Andrew Tate says, the day you think you've made it is the day you start losing. That's the truth. Every champion stays paranoid because he knows comfort kills consistency. The moment you relax, you decline. There is no middle ground. You're either rising or routing. You can't coast on momentum. You have to rebuild it every single day. Discipline is not something you do once. It's something you live. Success doesn't remember what you did yesterday. It demands proof today. The illusion of enough makes men weak because it replaces ambition with complacency. You stop setting bigger goals because you're afraid to fail. You stop taking risks because you're proud of small wins. You start comparing yourself to people below you instead of those ahead of you. And slowly, you fall into mediocrity. Not because you couldn't rise, but because you chose not to. Most men die long before their heart stops beating. They die when they stop chasing something greater. They die when they start saying, I've done enough. Look around. The world is full of people who once had the potential to be great, but got comfortable halfway there. They hit a small milestone, got applause, and never pushed again. They confused achievement with arrival. They forgot that success is not a destination, it's a direction. There's always another level, another test, another fight. The second you stop climbing, gravity pulls you back down. You can't escape it. That's how life works. The illusion of enough is seductive because it feels good. It gives you peace without progress, pride without purpose. But real fulfillment doesn't come from comfort, It comes from conquest. You're not supposed to feel done. You're supposed to feel hungry. The moment you wake up thinking you've arrived, you've already started dying. You were not born to settle. You were born to dominate, to build, to lead, to conquer. That's what drives a man's soul. Not the feeling of enough, but the pursuit of more. So ask yourself, when did you start thinking you'd done enough? When did you start congratulating yourself for surviving instead of thriving? Because the truth is, you haven't even started. There's more in you than you've ever shown. There's more strength, more power, more greatness waiting to be unleashed. But you'll never find it if you believe the lie of enough. The men who win never stop. They never feel finished. They never let their hunger die. The illusion of enough is the comfort that destroys kings. And if you want to rise above the rest, you must kill that illusion before it kills you. Discomfort is the birthplace of discipline. Every strong man you see today was forged in moments of pain, struggle, and resistance. Nobody builds greatness in comfort. Comfort is for the weak, for the men who need everything easy before they can move. The strong, however, are born from discomfort. They wake up tired and train anyway. They work when nobody's watching. They move forward when everything in them screams to stop. Discipline doesn't appear from motivation. It grows from discomfort, from doing what you hate until it becomes who you are. The truth is simple but brutal. You can't be disciplined if you're addicted to comfort. Comfort teaches you to quit. It tells you that rest is deserved before effort is complete. It convinces you that feelings matter more than actions. But the disciplined man doesn't care about feelings. He cares about results. He doesn't wait for the perfect mood. He doesn't need energy. He doesn't beg for motivation. He acts. That's what separates him from the weak. Discomfort doesn't control him. He controls discomfort. Andrew Tate says, "Discipline is the foundation of all success." And he's right. Without discipline, talent means nothing, intelligence means nothing, potential means nothing. Discipline is the ability to do what's necessary even when you don't feel like it. And the only way to build that ability is through discomfort. You don't get stronger by doing what's easy. You get stronger by forcing yourself into the fire. Every rep you push through pain, every early morning you fight against sleep, every temptation you reject, that's how you build the mental muscle that separates men from boys. Discomfort trains your mind to obey you. Most men are slaves to their emotions. They wake up and let their feelings dictate their lives. I don't feel like working today. I'm not in the mood. That's weakness disguised as self-care. The disciplined man feels the same emotions, but he ignores them. He does what must be done regardless. That's power. That's freedom. Because once you stop being controlled by comfort, nothing can stop you. You become untouchable. Discomfort also reveals your true character. Everyone looks strong when things are easy. Everyone talks big when the sun is shining. But when life gets dark, when it hurts, when it's lonely, that's when the truth shows. Discomfort strips away the mask. It exposes who you really are. The weak fold, the strong rise. That's why discipline is built only in struggle. You can't fake it, you can't buy it, and you can't shortcut it. You have to earn it through pain, sacrifice, and repetition. Every day, you should chase something that makes you uncomfortable. Wake up earlier than you want to. Train harder than you think you can. Work longer than you feel like. These are the choices that transform you from average to unstoppable. You don't need to feel good to perform well. You need to perform until you feel good. That's discipline. You're not supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to respect it, because while comfort builds nothing, discomfort builds character, consistency, and control. The reason so many men fail is because they quit when it starts to hurt. They think discomfort is a signal to stop, but it's a signal to keep going. Discomfort is your body and mind leveling up. It's proof that you're not staying the same. And if you avoid it, you avoid growth. You avoid greatness. The difference between mediocrity and mastery is simple. One man runs from discomfort, the other runs toward it. Every time you choose discomfort, you're telling the universe you're serious. You're proving to yourself that you can command your own life. That's what real men do. Discomfort creates discipline, and discipline creates freedom. The world is designed to make you soft. Every screen, every ad, every message whispers the same poison. Relax, take it easy, you deserve rest. It's the modern trap. Society doesn't want warriors, it wants consumers. It wants you weak, distracted, and obedient. That's why average men never rise. They've traded battle for comfort. They've chosen peace before they've earned it. But a real man, a disciplined man, chooses war over rest because he understands that the war never ends. Life itself is the battlefield, and only those who stay ready survive it. When you choose war, you choose to wake up every day with fire in your chest. You stop asking for comfort and start demanding challenge. You stop running from pain and start using it as fuel. The weak man's life is about escape. Escaping stress, escaping pressure, escaping responsibility. The strong man runs straight into it. He looks at struggle and says, "This is where I belong." Because deep down, he knows peace is earned only after war is fought. Rest means nothing if it's not built on effort. Andrew Tate says, "The man who works while others sleep is the man who dominates when others wake." That's the truth. While most people waste their energy chasing comfort, the warrior invests his in chasing power. He stays sharp, disciplined, and alert. He doesn't sleep through life waiting for opportunities. He creates them. War is not just about fighting others. It's about conquering yourself. Your laziness, your doubt, your fear, that's the real enemy. Every time you give in to comfort, you lose ground to your own weakness. But every time you choose discipline over ease, you reclaim control over your mind. The trap of modern life is invisible. It's the scrolling, the endless distractions, the false sense of satisfaction. It makes you believe you're living when you're just existing. You think you're working hard, but you're just busy. You think you're relaxing, but you're actually decaying. The system has mastered the art of keeping you entertained while your potential dies quietly. But the man who chooses war breaks that illusion. He doesn't chase pleasure. He chases purpose. He doesn't rest until he's earned it. He doesn't stop until he's built something that can't be ignored. Choosing war doesn't mean chaos. It means direction. It means controlling your energy instead of wasting it. It means building discipline so strong that no distraction can shake it. You stop waiting for the right time. You stop needing motivation. You understand that war is every single day. It's every rep at the gym when your body says no. It's every late night grind when the world is asleep. It's every time you silence the voice that says, "You've done enough." That's the moment you level up. The truth is, rest feels good only when you've earned it through war. Comfort feels different when it's the reward, not the default. The man who chooses war lives with purpose. He doesn't drift. He dominates. He's not controlled by fear. He uses it. He doesn't chase happiness. He builds it through victory. When he rests like a king because he's conquered something real. The weak rest like slaves, hiding from the work they refuse to do. Every man must decide, remain trapped in the comfort of the herd, or break free through the pain of discipline. One path leads to slow decay, the other to unstoppable growth. The choice is yours, but understand this: life is war, whether you admit it or not. The difference is whether you fight it or surrender to it. The warrior fights. The warrior builds. The warrior wins. So wake up, tighten your grip, and step back into the fire. Because comfort is death, and war is freedom. Comfort is where dreams go to die, and war is where legends are born. Rest when you've earned it, not when you feel like it. Every man dies, but only the one who fights every day truly lives. You were not built to escape pressure. You were built to dominate it. Remember, the weak seek peace, but the strong create it through war. So get up, sharpen your mind, and step into the fight, because comfort kills and war builds kings.